Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. Tonight I'm guiding you through a full moon yin yoga practice. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And also check out my home yoga membership where we go deeper into the monthly moon cycles and also the seasonal cycles of the year. So for today's practice, we'll get started in Thunderbolt pose, placing our hips down on top of our heels. And if this is uncomfortable for you, please do come back into a cross-legged position. You can also add a little cushion underneath the sits bones. Taking a moment to relax through the tops of your feet and thigh bones, closing your eyes. Gently extending the tailbone downward into the earth and softening your shoulders back over your hips. Taking a full breath in to lengthen up along the spine. Extending through the crown of your head and opening to the night sky above you. Can you imagine in your mind's eye an empty bowl above the crown of your head? And high above that in the sky, a luminous full moon radiating downward. And with each breath in, imagine the light of the moon pouring down into that bowl above the crown of your head, filling up with light. Feeling the liquid light overflowing and pouring down through the crown of your head, bathing the mind and body with the light of the moon. And in today's practice, we'll connect to the clarity and luminosity of the moon. Finding clarity of mind and vision. Taking one more full breath in and exhaling. Taking a breath and gently waving the heart forward, looking up, opening your eyes, and then exhale gently, round back, chin to chest. A few more times, finding the wave-like motion of your spine. And the next time that you inhale, come back to a neutral spine, slide your palms forward, lift your hips off of your heels, and you can tap out your toes a little bit. And then tuck your toes underneath you, widening through the soles of your feet. We're dropping our hips back down to the heels. And if this feels really intense, you can keep your palms on the ground, or you can try walking them back up to the thigh bones and resting the weight of the body down towards the heels and toes. Breathing into the soles of your feet and opening up that channel of energy that's connected to the soul of the earth. Feeling the pulse of Mother Earth filling up the body and mind. Just a few more breaths. And then as you exhale, again, draw the palms forward, release the toes, tap out your toes, and then lift up into a standing forward fold. Opening up through the leg lines and the back fascial line of the body. Soften through the knees and let the whole body hang passively towards the earth. Softening neck and jaw and forehead. Imprinting all four corners of your feet down into the earth. And drawing up that pulse of earth energy through the arches of the feet, all the way up the leg bones. Opening into an expanse of breath through the chest. Drawing fluids to the pineal gland and quieting the mind. Perhaps you're taking your palms to your sacrum, interlacing your fingers or taking a hold of a strap, and then gently drawing the knuckles to the sky as the heart and head hang between the shoulders. Yoga Mudra. Softening through elbows and knees, jawbone, letting go of emotional stress stored in the nervous system. And then soften your knuckles back to the sacrum. Unwind through the palms and draw your fingers back to the ground. And then slowly heel toe your feet as wide as your mat. We're going to find a little bit of movement through the hips just to loosen up the hips before our next yin yoga posture. Take a breath and begin to squat down towards the earth. Let the heart float up. And then exhale, root through the feet and float your hips back to the sky, head to the earth. And a few more times, inhaling, just squat down. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling. Exhaling. And we'll squat down one more time and we'll hold here for just a few breaths. lengthening up along the spine. And then exhale, draw your hips back to the sky and walk towards downward facing dog. Taking your time, moving slowly. And then we'll come back down to all fours, lifting the heart halfway. And we're stepping our left foot between the palms. And we'll progress towards dragon pose. So let's start by bringing a couple of blocks or a stack of books to either side of the left foot, and then propping the right knee with a soft cushion. And then gently lengthen along the spine and untuck your back toes. Let the hips hang towards the earth. And then allow your whole body to melt forward. You might not need your props, but they're there for the first few breaths to soften into the shape. Breath opening up. And you can stay here for the whole posture. If you feel like you can deepen into the hips, you can always slide your props off to the side and then heel toe your left foot right to the edge of the mat, bringing your left palm to the inner leg line. You can continue to work with your props if you'd like, or you can bring your palms flat to the ground underneath your shoulders, gently hugging the thigh bone to the arm bone and breathing, feeling the inner leg line. Expanding breath into the chest. Perhaps feeling the powerful charge of prana beginning to open up through the body. And again, as an option, if you'd like to go deeper, flex through the left foot and draw to the blade of the left foot, keeping your ankle straight and winging your knee open, making sure that there's absolutely no pinching through your hips. And see how this feels. You can always bring a little bit of movement here, just rocking the hips back and forth, and then settling into stillness, opening into breath. And finally, you might float your left palm to the left thigh bone, lean the heart back, and rotate the chest towards the sky. Taking deep breaths here. Twisted winged dragon. Taking a few more breaths here. You can always reach the left palm up, stretching the palm to the sky, finding one more big breath. And then exhale, help your knee back to center, foot to the floor, rotate the chest back to center, and shift both hips back. And draw your left leg behind you and wide as you come into child's pose. Resting your forehead either to the earth or to your palms. Breathing into the back body. And taking a breath, floating back up to all fours. Before we move to the opposite side, we're coming into heart melting pose, reaching the palms to the top of the mat, drawing the heart to the earth, forehead to the ground. Exhaling, shifting down to the pelvis, bending through the elbows, coming into Sphinx pose, walking the palms slightly forward so that the elbows aren't behind the shoulders. Resting the pelvis and the thigh bones and feeling a beautiful compression into the lower back. Drawing all 10 finger pads down into the earth and feel like you're drawing the finger pads back towards the chest as the heart extends a little bit more. Beginning to mindfully slow down your breath so that your inhales become longer and your exhales become longer. You can stay as you are, or you can root through the palms and lengthen the arm bones, coming to seal pose, walking the palms a bit wider to the corners of your mat and resting the weight of the body down into the wrists and palms. Can you relax the heart a little bit more? And spine hanging into gravity. And then exhale, lower back to the forearms, widen your elbows, stack your palms, and rest your forehead on the ground. Feeling the stress melting away. Mindfully drawing up and back to child's pose for a few breaths to round your spine. And then inhale, come back to all fours. If you'd like, you can stretch out in downward facing dog. We'll come back to all fours and step our right foot between our palms, and bringing our props to either side of our ankle and some propping for our back knee. Take a moment to lengthen the belly on top of the thigh and soften down through the right hip, letting the whole body round forward, softening into the pull of gravity. And it might feel good to stay here in this baby dragon variation, or you can move a little deeper into the hip. Heel toeing your right foot to the right edge of the mat, right arm to the inner leg line, palms under shoulders. Sending your breath into the hip joint. And finding that slow 4 counts to breathe in and to breathe out. At any time, you might instinctively feel like progressing. You can flex through the right foot, coming to the blade of the foot, winging the knee open, wrapping the hip under and drawing the thigh bone back into the hip socket for winged dragon pose. And truly allowing your breath to guide you in this posture. Finding the variation that allows for the opening of your breath and the expansion of the breath. You can also bring a twist into this shape, bringing the right palm to the thigh bone, leaning the heart back slightly. Feeling your top shoulder just gently roll open and draw onto the back. Collarbone broad and your throat soft. Perhaps your palm extends up to the sky. And then taking a few breaths to unwind back to center. Moving very slowly, drawing both hips back. Right knee draws behind you, and we'll come back into child's pose. And take your fingers back under your shoulders and just start to slowly roll up. stacking the vertebrae of your spine, coming back to our starting point, and closing your eyes. Feeling the flow of luminous light bathing the whole body, soothing your nervous system and calming your mind. As you're ready, open your eyes and you can shift over to one hip and bring your legs in front of you, and we'll come down onto the ground. Having any blankets on hand that you need, squeezing your knees to your chest. And feeling your spine imprinting down into the earth through the sacrum, shoulder blades, and base of your skull. Let your knees widen to your armpits and just rock gently back and forth, massaging across the sacrum and hips. This might be enough for you. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, come into Happy Baby. And you can rock in Happy Baby. Feeling the fluids of the body and shifting along the spine. And we'll come back to center. Just relax here for a few more breaths. Allowing the pelvic bowl to drop and release. Breath open. And the space between your eyebrows relaxed. You might notice a natural sigh or expansion of your breath as the nervous system shifts. And that's always a sign that you may be ready to move out of the posture. You can bring your knees back in towards each other, set your feet to the ground, and just rock your knees from side to side. Bringing one last twist to the spine, just to integrate through the nervous system. And then as you're ready, make your way into Savasana, taking a moment in stillness and quiet. Resting palms alongside your body and closing your eyes. taking as long as you need tonight in this space of rest, bathing in the cooling, healing light of the full moon. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I'll see you again. Namaste. For more yoga practices like these, please like this video, comment below, and share this video with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.